Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was born on December 1, 1949, in Rionegro, Antioquia, Colombia, and grew up in the city of Medellín. His father, Abel de Jesus Dari Escobar, was a farmer, while his mother, Hermilda de los Dolores Gaviria Barrio, was a schoolteacher. Escobar was the third of 7 children. Despite his modest beginnings, Escobar exhibited ambition and a penchant for risk from a young age. In his youth, Escobar engaged in various petty criminal activities. He started by selling contraband cigarettes and fake lottery tickets. He later moved on to stealing cars and participating in other small-scale criminal enterprises. Escobar quickly gained a reputation for his ruthlessness and ambition. In the early 1970s, Escobar entered the burgeoning cocaine trade. He began by smuggling small quantities of cocaine paste from Peru and Bolivia into Colombia. Escobar recognized the immense profit potential in the U.S. market, where demand for cocaine was rapidly increasing. His early operations involved refining the paste into cocaine and establishing smuggling routes into the United States. By the mid-1970s, Escobar had co-founded the Medellín Cartel along with other notable traffickers, including the Ochoa brothers, Jorge Luis, Juan David, and Fabio, and Carlos Leder. The cartel developed a sophisticated network that included production labs in Colombia, smuggling routes through Central America, and distribution networks in the United States. Key operations: production. Cocaine was processed in hidden laboratories in Colombia's jungles and rural areas. Transport. The cartel used various methods to smuggle cocaine, including airplanes, submarines, boats, and even creative techniques like hiding drugs in shipments of everyday goods. Distribution. In the United States, the cartel used established drug distribution networks in major cities like Miami, New York, and Los Angeles. Escobar's wealth grew exponentially. By the mid-1980s, his net worth was estimated by Forbes to be around $30 billion. His cartel was making an estimated $420 million a week, making him one of the wealthiest men in the world. Escobar's immense wealth allowed him to buy vast estates, including the infamous Hacienda Napoles, which featured a private zoo, a bull ring, and luxury vehicles. Escobar used part of his wealth to build a positive public image. He invested heavily in Medellín, constructing housing for the poor, building sports facilities, and funding public works projects. He built entire neighborhoods, such as the Barrio Pablo Escobar, providing homes for thousands of displaced people. This philanthropy earned him a Robin Hood-like status among many in Medellín, who saw him as a benefactor despite his criminal activities. In the early 1980s, Escobar entered politics, seeking to gain legitimacy and political power. He was elected as an alternate member of the Chamber of Representatives of Colombia in 1982, a position that provided him with parliamentary immunity and a platform to influence public policy. However, his political career was short-lived. Escobar's criminal activities and violent methods soon drew unwanted attention. Justice Minister Rodrigo Lara Bonilla exposed Escobar's criminal background, leading to Lara's assassination by Escobar's hitmen in 1984. Escobar's dominance in the drug trade was marked by extreme violence. He employed a strategy of plata o plomo, silver or lead, offering either bribes or bullets to those who opposed him. His ruthless tactics included assassinations. Rodrigo Lara Bonilla, 1984 Justice Minister who exposed Escobar's criminal activities. Luis Carlos Galán, 1989 presidential candidate and anti-drug advocate. Judges, politicians, and police officers. Escobar targeted anyone who threatened his empire. Bombings and terrorism. Avianca Flight 203, 1989, a bomb placed by Escobar's men killed 110 people in an attempt to assassinate presidential candidate Cesar Gaviria. The DAS building bombing, 1989, a car bomb exploded outside the headquarters of the Colombian intelligence agency, killing 63 people and injuring hundreds. The Palace of Justice siege, 1985. Escobar funded the M-19 guerrilla group's attack on Colombia's Palace of Justice, resulting in the deaths of over 100 people, including 11 Supreme Court justices. The attack aimed to destroy evidence against cartel members and intimidate the government. Under mounting pressure from both the U.S. and Colombian governments, Escobar agreed to a controversial surrender deal in 1991. He was allowed to build his own prison, La Catedral, which was more of a luxury resort than a penitentiary. The prison featured a nightclub, a jacuzzi, and even a soccer field. Escobar continued to run his cartel from within La Catedral, receiving visitors and holding meetings. In 1992, Colombian authorities attempted to transfer Escobar to a standard prison after discovering that he was continuing his criminal activities from La Catedral. Escobar escaped, leading to one of the largest manhunts in history. A special unit of the Colombian National Police, known as the Search Block, was formed specifically to capture him, with significant support from the U.S., including the DEA and CIA. During the manhunt, Escobar was forced to move constantly, using a network of safe houses and relying on his loyalists. His family also faced significant danger, and his wife, son, and daughter were moved to various locations to evade capture. On December 2, 1993, the search block tracked Escobar to a middle-class neighborhood in Medellín. A firefight ensued, and Escobar attempted to escape across the rooftops. He was shot and killed by Colombian National Police. His death marked the end of the Medellín Cartel as a dominant force in the drug trade, leading to a power vacuum and the rise of the rival Cali cartel. Pablo Escobar's legacy is multifaceted and controversial. He is remembered as both a ruthless drug lord and a benefactor to the poor. His life and activities have been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and the popular TV series Narcos. Despite his death, Escobar's impact on Colombia and the global drug trade remains profound. His story serves as a stark reminder of the power and reach of organized crime and the devastating effects it can have on society.